Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to the Buddha Dharma TV. I am Lisa Chu. Before we start our program, let's join a group of Buddhist monks paying homage to the Supreme Buddha.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato
Now, let us turn our focus to the most venerable Dr. H. Gunaratana Nayaka Mahathera, popularly known as Bhante G, a highly esteemed speaker, distinguished author, inspiring preacher, and legendary meditation master. At the age of 92, he holds the honor of being the oldest living Buddhist monk in the USA. We are thrilled to welcome the most venerable Dr. Bhante G, head of the West Virginia Buddhist Meditation Center, as he continues his enlightening discussion on Metta Bhavana.
So the person is saying that when they were sick, they were trying to practice mindfulness of breathing, but because they were in pain, it was difficult. So what's your advice in a situation like this?
You said when you are doing mindfulness of breathing, you have body ache.
Yes.
Do you have any other reason for the body ache?
That wasn't my question, Bhante. It was somebody's question in the post, but my understanding reading it is that the person was sick, and so they had body aches because they were sick, and they were trying to practice mindfulness of breathing, and because of body aches, it was difficult to focus on the breath. So what to do in a situation like that?
It's a sickness, Bhante. It is due to the sickness.
Huh?
It is due to the sickness that the lot of pains in legs and back and arms. So the mind was out of the breath, but with the pain.
I see. Due to sickness, you have aches
Yes.
and pain, and then you try to breathe. That aches and pain increases, right?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay.
Please help.
Now,
answer.
now anyway, you are breathing, don't you?
I do breathe, but my mind goes to the pains, Bhante, unlike the other days.
Okay. Anyway, you breathe very slowly. Don't try to breathe very quickly. Breathe very slowly. And then at the same time, you may try to practice metta meditation. You may verbalize metta, like may I be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May no problems come to me. May I always be successful in spiritual practice. And may I also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. Like this, you can practice metta towards yourself while you are slowly breathing. Perhaps that might help you to breathe without pain. Okay, you may try that. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, could you please explain the two terms, Arya Samadhi and non-Arya Samadhi? What
Oh.
is the difference?
Okay. Arya Samadhi and non-Arya Samadhi. Non-Arya Samadhi is Samadhi ends up in desire. What do you call desire? Pleasure and desire and calmness. With the calmness, you have desire for calmness. And yet you have concentration. That is called samadhi. But Arya Samadhi is called Vivekanishita, Viraganishita, Nirodhanishita, Vasagga Parinamin. Arya Samadhi is Arya Samadhi depends on seclusion, depends on abandoning, depends on cessation, and it ends up in abandoning all desires and liberating the mind from defilements. That is Arya Samadhi. So that is why in the Noble Eightfold Path, Samma Samadhi is mentioned. Mithya Samadhi is there, Samma Samadhi is there. Mithya Samadhi has almost the same way of practicing, but one becomes attached to that concentration. That's samadhi. And therefore, you will not be able to liberate your mind from defilements. Attachment is one of the defilements. Desire, lust, craving, and so forth. When you have that kind of samadhi, your craving temporarily subsides, but you, as soon as you get good up, you like that state, like that attainment. You have desire. And because of that desire, you may gain a certain, you have defilement. But because of your concentration, you may gain some benefits. All are mundane. Supramundane or Arya Samadhi is just the opposite of that. When you gain Arya Samadhi, you see things as they really are, as Buddha mentioned in many times. Samahitang chittang yatha bhutang pajanati. Concentrated mind sees things as they really are. Things here means form, feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness, meaning our aggregates, 5 aggregates. These are things we see when we gain right concentration. And also right concentration actually arises in the Arya Chitta, Arya Magga Samangino, noble mind, and those who are in noble practice. And you will not become attached to it, because you know when you become attached to it, that would lead to clinging and then becoming, committing karmas, and then rebirth and so forth, as you know, according to dependent origination. Therefore, the Arya Samadhi is the way out of samsara, non-Arya Samadhi is way into samsara. There's a big difference between these two. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is the story of the mass murderer Angulimala intended to show the Buddha's ability to guide anyone to liberation? or also to show that even the worst acts can be left behind and liberation achieved?
Okay. The Angulimala actually did not have any intention to kill people. He had intention to take only one finger from each person. Of course, in the process, they would bleed to death. And here, so since many people died, uh, the news spread around that he was a serial killer. His intention was not to kill. The story behind Angulimala's becoming a killer is when he was learning in a boarding school. He was very, very smart. Actually, his name was Innocent, Ahingsaka, innocent. He was actually innocent person and also very smart in learning. Other students were very jealous of him. And Angulimala was a favorite of the teacher. Then those who are jealous of him fabricated a story that they told their teacher that Angulimala had some affair with his wife, which was utter lie. So the teacher was very upset about it. He did not inquire, but he believed because so many students went and reported to him. Since so many reported, he believed in it. You know, any lie, if repeated many times, you tend to believe it. So his teacher believed that the Angulimala had affairs with his wife, and then he wanted to kill him. So he did not want to kill because that would be very bad reputation for his name, for his school, and therefore he waited until everybody finished the course of study. At the end, they all give some gifts to the teacher. When Angulimala went to give his gift to the teacher said, no, I don't accept this, but you must bring me 1,000 fingers from 1,000 people. So the Angulimala was very faithful, very sincere, honest, and obedient, and he would do anything for his teacher. So he went out with a sword in his hand and went on killing. His intention was not to kill. His intention was to get fingers. Anyway, when his karma was ripened, the Buddha appeared to be there. His karma to become enlightened was ripened. Buddha appeared there and taught him the Dhamma, and Buddha straight away asked him to stop killing, and he stopped it, and the Buddha preached him the danger of killing and hurting, and then instantly he gave up, and soon he became a monk. Buddha made him a monk, and then he attained liberation. So Buddha had such a marvelous, wonderful way of teaching, and that is what he did to convert the murderer to a saint. That is called Desana Patyarya, miracle of teaching. That is the miracle that the Buddha performed. That's the miracle that the Buddha advocated us to practice, not any other magic. So giving the right advice at the right time to the right person to make him, if you were evil, murderer, serial killer, to convert him to an innocent and normal and saintly person. So Buddha brought his name, put him back to his meaning of his name, which was innocent, ahinsaka. So ahinsaka, the one who hurt others, became ahinsaka. That is the Buddha's very special skill in teaching Dhamma. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, would you say that maintaining continuity of mindfulness is more like wood fire, which does not disappear all at once? Or would you say that maintaining continuity of mindfulness should be more like maintaining a green traffic light, which when it disappears, does so all at once and all together? So maintaining continuity of mindfulness, is it like more something that goes gradually, like a wood fire, or something like a green light that disappears all at once? How is it?
Mindfulness does not disappear all at once. Mindfulness remains with you uh, all the time. However, because of your not repeating it, when you do not repeat anything, then it becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. Then gradually you may even forget. And therefore, in order to keep up with your mindfulness, you must repeat it. It is not one-time practice. It is a repetitive practice. You got to repeat it again and again and to refresh your mindfulness so that it will not disappear. It's not like a traffic light. Traffic light, once green is gone, you have yellow and red. And then after that, green may come after certain seconds, certain minutes. Mindfulness is not like that. This simile may not fit the explanation of mindfulness. So you have to maintain it, maintain the continuity of mindfulness all the time. Otherwise, it will gradually fade away, and then you have to start it again. Even if it fades away, restarting is not difficult because you have real mindfulness training, mindfulness practice. Due to certain circumstantial factors, you may forget it temporarily, or you may not have time to focus your mind on the mindfulness practice. And it doesn't matter that it will disappear. It won't happen. Once you establish it, it remains with you. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, does an intentional wholesome action to have less desire, an intention for renunciation or right understanding, does this not fall into the cycle of dependent origination? Could you give an example of an action that is not preceded by intention, deliberation, and underlying tendencies, as described on page 57 of the new book? I don't have it handy to read page 57, but can you give an example of an action not preceded by intention, deliberation, or underlying tendencies?
Yes. Intentional wholesome actions to desire, to arouse a desire to be desireless is very important practice. You can reduce your desire, and the way to reduce your desire actually is also really a factor of dependent origination, because you see the benefit of reducing. Depend on the benefit of reducing desire, you intend to cultivate more uh, wholesome desire, to reduce more desire, unwholesome desire. So this is very important practice. Otherwise, if you do not remember and you temporarily unwholesome desire may suspend or subside, but it will come back again. For instance, uh, you intend to uh, be uh, be kind, be friendliness, practice friendliness. But if you don't do it and put into action, it will never produce results. So you intend to develop a metta or saddha, wisdom, mindfulness, all the factors of enlightenment, and so forth. If you just intend and not do it, then it will not develop. Therefore, the very good example is that you put it into action, your intention, and then it will become your practice will be reinforced. If you don't do it, as I mentioned in the other answers, the previous the answer to the previous question, you will forget what you have been doing if you don't repeat it. Just mere intention itself is not enough. You have to put it into practice. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is there a difference between meditating with mindfulness of the breath and concentrating on the breath?
Okay. Mindfulness of breath and concentration of breath are actually different things. When you focus your mind on the breath without doing anything else, you gain concentration. You may even attain jhanas, first, second, third, and fourth, and so on. But if you use the breathing for the development of mindfulness, you will see the impermanent nature of the breath, feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness. Actually, it is so important that in Anguttara Nikaya, there is a discourse called Maranasati. Discourse. Mindfulness of death. Buddha praised it very highly. So one day Buddha asked monks, do you practice mindfulness of death? Venerable Sir, one monk said, Venerable Sir, I do practice, and if I live one whole day, I can practice mindfulness. That time is enough. I can practice mindfulness of death. Another monk said, if I live long enough to go out and collect my aunt's food and eat it, if I live that long, I can practice mindfulness of death. Another monk said, if I eat one morsel of food, and if I live that long, till I put it into my mouth, chew it, munch it, and swallow, that time is enough for me to practice mindfulness of death. Another monk said, Venerable Sir, if I live long enough to take one breath and exhale it, that time that I take to breathe in and breathe out is enough for me to practice mindfulness of death. That means when you focus the mind on the breath, you have to see mindfulness of death means mindfulness of impermanence. And you need mindfulness even such a short time as you are breathing in and out would be enough for somebody who has been practicing mindfulness of impermanence. Impermanence. That quick, because when you breathe in, you see air particles, waves of air moving in and out. And air waves means very tiny, minute, immeasurable size of waves changing at just like subatomic particles, changing, and going into the lungs, and it leaves this oxygen in the lungs with the red blood cells, and then oxygen-free air again move out as carbon dioxide moves out slowly, and in each inhaling and exhaling you see that change. That is how you see impermanence. If your mind is sharp enough to see that kind of impermanence, you definitely practice mindfulness using the breath. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. What is Vitakka and Vichara? Could you please explain the stages leading up to them and the stages after?
Okay. Vitakka and Vichara has been translated into English in a very confusing way. I personally do not agree with that confusing way. Confusing way is Vitakka is, they have given a simile like a bee uh, buzzing around the flower, no, yeah, getting close and touching the flower, and vichara means moving around the flower. First he set on the flower and then he moves around the flower. That simile and that explanation doesn't make any sense with regard to the mindfulness practice, especially in jhana practice. What vitakka means, Buddha, we always must try to interpret the Dhamma exactly as Buddha explained in various places, and we try to understand that. Vitakka is called Sankappa. Sankappa. Vitakka, Sankappa, you can see in Vibhanga, Abhidhamma, and various places. Vitakka, Sankappa are the same. Sankappa in Noble Eightfold Path is Samma Sankappa. Samma Sankappa. Samma Sankappa means Nekkhamma Sankappa, Avyapada Sankappa, Avihinsa Sankappa. Nekkhamma Sankappa means letting go, renunciation. What do we let go in the jhana practice is we let go of our hindrances, kama chanda, abandon it. Vyapada, abandon it. Thinamid, abandon it. Restlessness, worry, abandon it. And doubt, abandon. Abandoning all these unwholesome states is called vitakka. Vitakka. That means deliberately, mindfully, we let go of them. Vichara means we sustain that particular state of, or maintain that once it is gone, let it go. That means you don't try to bring it back. Once it is gone, let it go. That is vichara. And this is what happens when we try to practice what you call samma samadhi, right concentration. And we have to use the Noble factors in the Noble Eightfold Path to collaborate with the attainment of jhana. And therefore, as Buddha said, the 7 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path are supporting right concentration, last one. They are auxiliary factors, supportive factors, reinforcing factors of the last factor. So some right understanding, right view, right intention and so forth, all these support right concentration. And therefore, Vitaka is the second step of the Noble Eightfold Path. And that is how I understand it. I think that, in my mind, makes sense. The other explanation may be for some other Indian tradition that was prevalent in the Buddha's time. Okay, any other question?
I don't see one in the chat, but I have a question, Bhante.
Okay.
When we hear about the jhanas, we form a concept in the mind to try and understand what they are. And especially for the higher jhanas, for example, when we hear about that the experience of the infinity of consciousness, for example, we form an image in the mind of what that is. Is this concept somehow biasing our experience of the jhanas? Is it interfering with our ability to see things as they are when we have a concept of what the jhanas are?
Right. Okay, when we have 2 sets of concentration, one is called Rupa Jhana, fine material attainment. Other is immaterial attainment. Fine material attainment is Ditta Dhamma Sukha Vihara, enjoying, experiencing happiness in this very life. Other is Santa Vimukha. The immaterial jhanas are called Santa Vimukha, peaceful liberation. Now, what we have to understand, even in, if you see Anupada Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 111, Venerable Sariputta attained all these mental states. And he knew even in the, what you call, infinite consciousness, there are more factors than only infinite consciousness. And they all are present. He said they were, he saw them rising and remaining and passing away. So he saw them very clearly. And therefore there are mental factors even in the highest level of Santa Vimukha, peaceful attainment. Even Neva Sanya, Nasanyajana, neither perception nor non-perception, is a very subtle mental state. So we have to have a certain theoretical understanding of it in order to practice and recognize the state one has attained. This recognition is not verbal, but it is just mentally become aware of that particular mental state. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. I think I skipped one. Is there a way to make one's progress faster in the practice?
A progress after the practice?
To make faster progress in the practice, how do you speed up your progress in the practice?
Faster, accelerate it.
Yeah, accelerate your progress.
Okay. I must repeat the same answer. To accelerate the practice is the practice itself. You keep practicing, 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 then it comes to you very quickly. Nikamalabi, Akichalabi, Akasiralabi, Buddha said. Nikamalabi. It comes freely, nikamahambino, nikamalabi, akichalabi. You gain it without much difficulty. Akasiralabi, you gain it without too much struggling and effort and so forth, because you have been doing it again and again and again. So it becomes just like, breathing. Very simple, very quick, you attain it. And therefore, that is exactly what we have to do to make it easy. Okay? There is no any other way. You keep doing it. Then you become, say for instance, you want to sit to meditate. At the beginning, it is very, very, very painful. I remember somebody saying, I kill myself rather than sitting and meditating because meditation is so painful. Somebody said that. But if those people keep practicing again and again with determination, with commitment, understanding, and spiritual urgency, I want to get rid of this samsaric suffering. I want to practice it. Keep practicing. Practicing makes it easier. Practice makes perfect. So anything for that matter, mundane or supramundane, keep practicing. Without practice, you cannot achieve it. It doesn't come automatically as AI, breathe and so forth. You have to do it. Okay, Chaturi, thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of you for asking this very, very good questions. Keep asking. I like to answer questions, provided they are according to Dhamma. And so I think we must end this session of answering question now. Now let us do meditation. Okay. Okay. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta thoughts, friends, let us meditate for at least next 25 minutes. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish, may I join always with the wise, until the time unattained Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering, may the fear-struck be free from fear, may the grieving be free from grief, so too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering, and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. With this, friends, we end this session. And I want to share my special metta with everybody, especially those who are suffering in hospitals, various parts of the world, taken care of by very compassionate doctors, nurses, hospital staff. May they all recover very soon and find time to practice meditation and liberate from samsaric suffering. May all those professional doctors, nurses, hospital staff who are taking care of these people, may they also find time to practice meditation and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all others who have lost their loved ones and grieving, may they again be free from grief and find time to understand the Dhamma, the nature of life, and be liberated from samsaric suffering. May all others who are in trouble spots, war zones, poverty-stricken, discriminations, wherever they are, find time to practice Dhamma, meditation. Dhamma is universal. It's not somebody's special possession. It is open to everybody. Practice that Dhamma and liberate from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in the northern direction be well, happy and peaceful. Northeastern direction be well, happy and peaceful. Eastern direction be well, happy and peaceful. Southeastern direction be well, happy, peaceful. Beings in the southern direction be well, happy and peaceful. Those who are in southwestern direction be well, happy and peaceful. Western direction be free from, be well, happy and peaceful. Northwestern direction beings be well, happy and peaceful. Beings above, below, all of them in 10 directions be well, happy and peaceful, and all of them liberate from samsaric suffering. Thank you, friends, once again. Again, I want to mention next Saturday, I start our, we start our monastic retreat. Of course, we start it tomorrow, and it goes on. And next Saturday, I will have my Zoom talk, combining with this monastic retreat talk, starting at 9 o'clock, 9 to 9:30 or 9:45 we meditate, and then start my talk till 10:30, 10:40. And please try to join. It's with the same Zoom link. You can join if you like.
Bhante, what about the other talks from the monastic retreats, the one during the weekdays? Will these be available to listen to? Will that also be on Zoom if people want to join, or is it simply just for the monastics?
No, anybody can join it. Anybody can join it.
Same link.
In person or on Zoom, but we specialize on those who are meditating, those who have knowledge of Dhamma. My topic could be Mahasatipatthana Sutta. I explain that sutta in detail. I give 5 Dhamma talks, all of them based on Mahasatipatthana Sutta. The discourse on great discourse on the establishment of mindfulness discourse that you find in our Vandana book in Digha Nikaya, the discourse, long discourses, and you may find it online in various places. If you like to read it, read, and then I will explain it in more detail.
So-
That is the topic. Yeah.
Somebody's asking at what time will the talks be during the week?
Every day, my talk will be at 9:40 to 10:40.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Tiruan Saranai Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
And those who-
Thank you, Bhante.
Great.
Bye.
Teruwan Saranai Bhante Dirghayuෂ ලැබේවා නිදුක් නිරෝගී භව ලැබේවා.
Tiruan Saranai.
He's a lamb upon ourselves, he's just a lamb. He's an everlasting lamb. He's a friend, he's just a true and faithful friend. He's an everlasting friend. He makes life filled with purity, with peace, joy, love and harmony. He's a bridge so we can reach to the land, to the beautiful pure land. Whoa, whoa, oh, he's the one. Honor to him, the worthy one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one. He's a lamb upon ourselves, he's just a lamb. He's an everlasting lamb. He's a friend, he's just a true and faithful friend. He's an everlasting friend. He makes life filled with purity, with peace, joy, love and harmony. He's a bridge so we can reach to the land, to the beautiful pure land. Whoa, whoa, oh, he's the one. Honor to him, the worthy one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one. He makes life filled with purity, with peace, joy, love and harmony. He's a bridge so we can reach to the land, to the beautiful pure land. Whoa, whoa, oh, he's the one. Honor to him, the worthy one. Sakyamuni, 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 most enlightened one. Whoa, whoa, oh, he's the one. On earth to him the world be one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one.
We are honored to present one of the most beloved sermons by the late Most Venerable Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda Naya Maha Thero. Buddha Dharma TV is thrilled to re-telecast his highly acclaimed sermon, How to Live Without Fear. Join us for this inspiring message and experience its timeless wisdom.
Manussa, manassa ussannata. A living being who can raise, develop, cultivate the mind up to the maximum level. That living being is called Manushya. According to the teachings of the Buddha, there are 31 groups of living beings in this universe. So human beings belong to one of these groups. We are called Manushya, and other living beings also given a name according to their way of life. Human mind is such that can be developed either to destroy the whole world or to guide the whole humanity to lead a respectable, noble, harmless life. Now you can understand the nature of the human mind. Scientists have developed human intelligence without depending on God or religion, by using their independent intelligence. They have discovered many things. Finally, they have misused what they have discovered for the destructive purpose. Today, human mind can destroy the whole world within half an hour. There is no another living beings in this universe who can do that. That is why Albert Einstein, one of the best, very highly intellectual scientist, he says, science without religion is blind. That means they do not know what they are doing. Nobody to guide them, correct them, divert their mind to go through the correct way, path. According to their discoveries, they produce nuclear weapons to destroy the whole world. That is human mind. A god or devil or ghost or any other living beings cannot do that. Only human mind. On the other hand, the Buddha, by cultivating, developing, purifying his mind, he gained enlightenment. Many people actually do not know what is enlightenment. Very loosely they use this word, enlightenment. So one day, when the Buddha was going somewhere, he met a Brahmin. I think you know the meaning of Brahmin, the Hindu priest, teacher, master, guru for everything. They are called Brahman. He has never seen another human being like this person. So he could not believe that this is a human being. He came and asked, may I know whether you are a god? The Buddha says, no, I am not a god. Others try to claim they are God or messenger of God or son of God. The Buddha says, no, I am not a god. Then he asked, in that case, may I know whether you are any other form of supernatural living being? He said, no, I am very natural. Then he asked, in that case, are you an ordinary human being? No. Now confusing in his mind who this person is. Then who are you? The Buddha gave the answer. This answer is very important for us to know, to understand who the Buddha is. If somebody come and ask you, now you follow the Buddha, can you tell me actually who the Buddha is? But I don't think you can give correct answer. You say something. This self-introduction given by the Buddha is very meaningful. We can understand why he is called enlightened one. He said in his own language, Abhinyeyang abhinyatam. I understood everything that which exists in this universe. Bhavetabbancha bhavitam. I have practiced all the great qualities, virtues, morals, principles and good qualities in this world. Pahatabbang pahinang me. I have eradicated, uprooted all the wicked, cruel, harmful, immoral thoughts, words and action. Tasma buddhosmi brahmana. Therefore, I am not a god, not an angel, not an ordinary man, I am the Buddha. This is the meaning of the Buddha or enlightenment. Buddha is not his name. Buddhi in Sanskrit, Pali languages means wisdom. Buddhi. Buddha means person who got that supreme enlightenment. That person is called the Buddha. So, you can understand how difficult it is for a person to develop his mind to know everything that which exists in this universe. He has not done this within one lifetime. Life after life, by practicing parami or perfection, he went on cultivating, developing, knowing, understanding all the existing things. That is why the Buddhas are very rare. Now, 2,500 years ago, Sakyamuni, the Buddha appeared. But we do not know how many thousands or how many millions of years we had to wait to see another Buddha. That is the most difficult task in this world, becoming a Buddha. Cultivate all the great qualities, virtues, principles, morals, and eradicate all the evil, wicked, cruel, harmful, immoral things. Take for instance how difficult it is. Now all of us have jealousy. Jealousy is very minor weakness. We know we never gain anything because of our jealousy. We create very bad atmosphere, we create enemies for nothing. Even then, can we completely eradicate the jealousy from our mind within one lifetime? There's no one who can do that. Here, Bodhisattva, before becoming a Buddha, he is called Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means, Bodhi means wisdom, Sattva means person. Person who was working to gain supreme wisdom is called Bodhisattva. So as a Bodhisattva, life after life he went on developing, cultivating, eradicating evil things. Then purified the mind. It is impossible for us to find out another human being who has purified his or her mind, can behave as cultured, understanding, kind, honest person. But the evil thought, the roots of the evil thoughts are in the mind. Circumstances, environment, temptation, irritation, flare up. One of those evil thoughts which are dominating in our mind. Therefore, it is not so easy to purify our mind. But he said his mind is completely purified. The purity of the mind and the supreme wisdom, knowledge, understanding, realization he had combined together. Then the brightness is there. In his first sermon, Dhammacakka Sutta, the Buddha says, Aloko udapadi, brightness arose in his mind that he never had before. In our mind, there is no brightness because mind is in the dark. There are so many dark clouds around our mind. Greed, selfishness, anger, jealousy, grudge, ill will, all these are dark clouds moving around our mind. Therefore, mind is in the dark. That is why we cannot understand, we cannot see things properly. We create our own imagination, wrong concept, wrong belief, wrong ideas, because we cannot see the reality in life or anything that which exists. So the Buddha has done this. Then after gaining enlightenment, he advised. There were 60 Arahantas. Arahanta means those who have completely purified their mind. They are perfect saints. They are not enlightened. They are perfect saint. He said, Charata bhikkhave charikang bahujana hitaya bahujana sukhaya lokanukampaya atthaya hitaya sukhaya deva manusana. This is the first missionary religion in this world. Buddhism is the first missionary religion. After training these 60 Arahantas, the Buddha said, Charata bhikkhave charika. Now go forth, go out. Two persons should not go together. Individually, one by one, to spread all over the country. Bahujana hitaya, for the well-being of others. It is your duty to guide, to correct, show them the correct path, how to lead a respectable, harmless life. Bahujana hitaya. Bahujana sukhaya, for the happiness of others. Many people are worrying and crying and lamenting and whole day and night, not knowing what to do. But you must go out and try to make them to understand the nature of their problems and troubles and difficulties that they are facing. Bahujana sukhaya. Bahujana hitaya. Must have sympathy, kindness, compassion toward them and guide them to lead a respectable life. This is the mission that the Buddha wanted to introduce. He did not want to introduce a religion. He did not want to introduce Buddhism. He wanted to introduce how to lead a respectable, harmless, noble life. That is the main purpose of his message. Later, we have developed his message as a religion. If you analyze this word religion, actually Buddhism is not a religion. We lower the status of the message of the Buddha if we say Buddhism is a religion. What is the meaning of this word, religion? It is a Latin word, religio. Religio means binding. So when they created this word religion, they interpreted binding to God. That is religion. If religion means binding to God, we cannot say Buddhism is a religion. Why? Addressing those 60 Arahantas, Buddha says, Muttohang sabba pasehi ye dibba ye chamanusa. Now, all of us are liberated, released from divine and human bondages, fetters. Yeah? Binding, but Buddha says you want to release, not to bind them. That is the Buddha's message. But we are doing so many things in the name of the Buddha, in the name of religion, according to our way of life. Our culture, our traditions, our way of life. But this is, today we accept as a religion. Anyway, just now I mentioned the nature of the human mind. If it is not guided properly, that human beings can misuse that intelligence for the destructive purpose. Because they have more jealousy, more greed, more selfishness, more anger in their mind. when compared with other living beings. Others have very lesser degree of these forces, but human beings have these evil forces which create, persuade, encourage, force them to create endless problems, troubles, disturbances, violence, bloodshed, war. When the United Nations wanted to draft the Constitution, they have repeated what the Buddha has said. They do not know that. It is written, war begins in the human mind. War is not created by devil or ghost or God or anybody, but the human being. Animals never create war. Take for instance, few dogs start barking, attacking, biting each other today. After that they separate. Tomorrow when they meet, they are good friends. If animal had such battle, forever they keep this enmity. Small children, when they play, they fight and attack and scratch and cry, then come and complain to mother or father. Then they go and do something to console them. Slowly they separate. Next day when they meet, again they get together and play. They cannot remember that they had a fight yesterday. Here you can see the nature of our mind. We keep this in our mind throughout our life. Then the whole family members also join with them. This is the nature of the human being. So, main purpose of the Buddha's message, now you can understand. He started with right understanding, not with faith or belief. There is nothing to believe in Buddhism. I have written that book, What Buddhists Believe. One day a Christian priest came with a group of people to have a dialogue, very friendly dialogue. Then he asked this question, can you tell me actually what Buddhists believe? I told him very frankly, Buddhists do not believe anything. He got a shock. Then he saw my book in the cupboard. He said, why did you write that book? What Buddhists believe? That is why I wrote this book. You better read. You can understand whether there is anything for you to believe. We use the word belief when we cannot understand. I believe you are so and so. If I know you are so and so, I never use the word I believe you are so and so. When we are uncertain, when we can understand, we use the word belief. Now, as Buddhists, we never say we believe in the Buddha. There is nothing for us to believe. Why? We know the Buddha. If we know the Buddha, there is nothing for us to believe. Understanding. That is why he did not start his mission with belief. We believe something today, after some time it changes, knowing that it is wrong. Throughout our life we are going on changing our belief. But understanding, try to understand first. Then, without understanding, whatever you do, very easily you can create mistake or disturbances. Through understanding, you try to cultivate the good qualities and to reduce the bad habit or human weaknesses. Here, what is the meaning of Sammaditthi in Eight Noble Path? He started his mission with Sammaditthi, right understanding. That is the beginning of Buddhism. That is why there is no belief. What is this understanding? Understanding of Four Noble Truths. What are those Four Noble Truths? Why they are called Noble Truths? Truth is truth. Where is noble truth? But the truth revealed by the Buddha is a noble truth. Why? It will never change. Person who try to follow by knowing this method also become noble people. Now that is why it is called noble truth. Four noble truths. What are those four? Dukkha, Samudaya, Nirodha, Marga. Four noble truths. Dukkha. Unsatisfactoriness in our life. How many times a day we experience unsatisfactoriness? Whatever we have, more than enough things we have, but always we experience unsatisfactoriness. This is the nature of our life. Dukkha. Samudaya. What is the cause of this unsatisfactoriness? We can blame others, we can accuse others, we can complain, but others are not responsible for the cause of our unsatisfactoriness. Our craving, our greed, our selfishness, that is the cause of our unsatisfactoriness. If the contentment is there, one of the best advice given by the Buddha for us to maintain contentment. What is contentment? This is enough for me. This is enough for our family. Then you maintain contentment. After that you do not develop jealousy, because you have. You have no jealousy when others enjoy their life. You are contented. When there is no jealousy, anger also cannot appear in that mind. If there is no anger, violence and bloodshed also never appear there. But started with that contentment. So simple, but we can avoid endless, enormous problems if we can maintain contentment. But our greed is so high, although we can possess the whole world as our property, but still cannot satisfy. This is the nature of the human mind. No contentment. So, unsatisfactoriness always appear in our mind due to our greed or selfishness or anxieties. Dukkha samudaya. Then nirodha. what sort of freedom that we gain by reducing this unsatisfactoriness. If there is satisfaction in our mind, there's no trouble, no complaint, no worries, no disturbances, because satisfaction is there. Why there is no satisfaction? We have trained the mind not to develop craving, our greed and so many other things. Then release. Mind is relaxing. That we call nirvana. Nirvana means complete freedom from unsatisfactoriness, physical and mental pain and sufferings and unsatisfactoriness that we are facing. Nirvana is not a place, not a planet, not a different world. We achieve, we gain. We cannot go to nirvana. That word is wrong. I want to go to nirvana. No one can go to nirvana. You can bring nirvana. When you reduce all these evil forces from your mind, you bring nirvana into your mind. That means you are completely free. All these worries and problems and troubles and suffering that you are facing today. Then the last one is magga. Magga means way or path. What should we do to gain this freedom, liberation, salvation? That is the most important aspect. The Buddha did not encourage anybody to come and worship him. He never asked anybody to come and worship him. He was not in favor of erecting Buddha images. For nearly 500 years in India, they had never discovered any Buddha image. They started to erect images during Greek occupation. When Afghanistan, those people destroyed the Buddha images, even Muslims, Christians also come and ask, why you people are keeping quiet? I told that is the uniqueness in Buddhism. Just because those people have broken some stone there, why should we fight here and create violence and bloodshed? That is Buddhism. Again I told them, if people followed the Buddha, there is no image for them to destroy today. Without any image, we can practice the teachings of the Buddha. Not only image. When the Buddha was alive, one of his disciples called Vakkali, every day he come and sit down in front of the Buddha and watching, just like watching television. Buddha asked Vakkali, what are you doing here? Then he told, when I look at your physical body, your complexions and features and the serenity and everything gives a lot of happiness. That is why I like to come and watch. Then the Buddha said, now you can understand who the Buddha is. In his own word. Kinte vakkali imina putikayena duggandhena sarire. Vakkali, by watching this dirty, filthy, impermanent physical body, what do you gain? Nothing. You entertain your emotion. That's all. You cannot see the Buddha by watching the physical body. There is no difference in the Buddha's body or your body or my body. Body is body. That is why Buddha said this dirty, filthy, impermanent physical body. What do you gain? Nothing. Yo dhammang passati, so mang passati. Then the Buddha said, if anybody want to see the real Buddha, try to understand the dharma taught by the Buddha. Through this dharma, through his teaching, you can create the real Buddha in your mind. All the others artificials. Real Buddha you can see. If you come to know what the Buddha has said, correct. You create the real Buddha in your mind. So, physical body, the Buddha had many sicknesses, suffer. But this body does not know this is the Buddha. So he had to suffer from various sicknesses. That is the nature of the physical body. According to Mahayana schools of Buddhism, they introduce 3 bodies of the Buddha, 3 kaya. Kaya means body. Sambhoga kaya, Nirmana kaya, Dharma kaya. 3 bodies he had. Although he had 3 bodies, he was not a busybody. Sambhoga kaya, the body that he used to preach, to talk, to guide, lead others. He used Sambhoga kaya. To eat, to sleep, to take bath, to go to toilet, he used Nirmana kaya. Dharma kaya, doctrinal body. After his passing away, Sambhoga kaya disappeared. Nirmana kaya disappeared. Dharma kaya exists. That means Buddha did not die. The Buddha cannot die. That physical body and the activities that physical body maintain, everything died. Activities by using the physical body. But not the dharma, not with this enlightenment. This dharma kaya exists forever. This is for people to understand. Buddha is not dead. Others come and criticize. Buddha is not a god. He is a man. He is dead and gone. Why do you want to worship? Why do you want to pray? What do you gain by worshipping this dead man? That's why they try to convert others into their religion by using this word. But you don't know what to say. When they come and criticize like this, you do not know what to say. Here, you can say, Buddha did not die. Remember this. Dharma kaya, dharma body. In his teaching it is mentioned, whether the Buddhas appear or not, dharma exists forever in this world. That dharma body of the Buddha never dies. After gaining enlightenment, immediately after he recited this word, Paturahosi magadesu pubbe dhammo asuddho samale chintito. This dharma that I understood through my enlightenment is not a new dharma, new doctrine. This dharma existed long ago in this country, but people have forgotten, misled, misinterpreted, completely polluted. That is why the Buddhas will appear from time to time to reveal the hidden, spoiled, polluted dharma, to show, bring them into the correct path. That is the duty. Different Buddhas have no different doctrine, teaching. Same teaching, same message by every Buddha. Now the path he has introduced for us to stop all our physical and mental sufferings and worries and fears and disturbances. 8 noble paths, 8 methods. Simply by worshipping, praying to Buddha, or by erecting huge Buddha images and temples and pagodas, and performing rite and rituals and ceremonies in the name of Buddhism, we do not get the chance to find out our salvation. These are the activities that people have introduced from time to time to influence others, to bring others. But if we remain forever by performing all those activities, we never gain our salvation. Please remember this. We had to get into this correct path. Otherwise, no end. What are those 8 items? Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. 8. We have to follow these 8 methods. First, right understanding. Instead of believing, creating imagination, your own conception, try to understand. Within your capacity, must try to understand. That is the beginning of Buddhism. After this understanding, Samma Sankappa, try to understand what is in your mind. We know everything in this world, what is happening all over the world, but we do not know what is happening in our mind. This is our need. So his advice is, you must try to know, try to understand what is in your mind. Then if you think unbiasedly, then you can understand, I have jealousy, I have anger, I have greed, I have enmity, I have kindness, I have compassion, I have sympathy, I have honesty. Then we analyze. Then we come to know, according to our way of life, the way how we talk, the way how we live, the way how we work, we can understand how we use these things. Good things and bad things. Understood. We should not try to justify, oh, nothing wrong with us. Always blame others. Our egoism, that egoistic idea, becomes the main cause of so many troubles and problems in this world. When there is a problem, violence, we always blame others, blame others. But when we investigate unbiasedly, I am also responsible for that. I also contributed something for this problem and violence and bloodshed. That is how, unbiasedly, when we try to understand the nature of our mind, we had to admit. There is a well-known saying written by a Mahayana Buddhist scholar, Dharmakirti. He says, when we have problems, instead of worrying, we must try to find out what is the cause of this problem. By worrying, you never get the chance to get rid of your worry. You develop your worries. Then you will come to know, oh, this is the cause of this. The book that I have written, Why Worry? Do you know how many people have stopped committing suicide after reading this book? They came to see me, they have written to me. 2 years ago when I went to Australia, one lady is a wife of a doctor. She, having seen my name in the newspaper, she came and told me, you saved my life. I think, how? I have never seen you. So, somebody gave you a book for me to read. I have decided to commit suicide, given up everything. But I read this book twice. After reading, I came to know that I am also responsible for some of these problems. Why should I commit suicide? Some people in Malaysia, Germany, England, America, one couple in America, separated. One of them had the chance to read this book. They were not Buddhist. After reading, with the, I don't know, with the husband or wife, after reading, that person came to know that they have separated due to misunderstanding. Then send the book to the other person, husband or wife, to read. And after reading, that person also understood. Then again they get together and written me a letter. Because of your book, now we are living together as husband and wife. A prisoner in South Africa, 2 weeks ago, I received a letter after reading this book, Why Worry? He became a Buddhist. Do you know what nationality, what religion he had earlier? He said, I have become Buddhist after reading this book. Now I want to introduce this among my friends in the prison. So I sent few copies. Second letter I received, there's a big demand. And people do not worry, do not complain, do not bother, do not, show their sour face. They can understand the nature of problems. So amount of letters I get from England. I got a letter from the husband. My wife had a very moody and very hot-tempered lady. Always argue and fight and quarrels with others, relatives and friends and neighbors. When I was thinking what to do, I had the opportunity to read your book, Why Worry? After reading, I handed over. Then she also read. After reading, now it seemed completely changed her attitude. Now she is very understanding and very peaceful wife. This is from England. From Germany, I got a letter. Your book, Why Worry, I use as my Bible. Always I keep this under my pillow. When I go to bed, I read at least 2 or 3 pages. Because I know how to console my mind after reading this book. Here, we create our own imagination. Because of our greed or jealousy or anger or discriminations, we are not ready to admit that these are wrong. attitude. We suffer because of our own evil thoughts and blame others. You can understand this when you change your way of life through your understanding. Now here, 8 Noble Path. The Buddha advised, first one, try to understand. Then try to find out the nature of your own mind. Then, Samma Vacha. How to talk. Art of talk. We talk, but we do not know what we talk. Create unnecessary misunderstanding, enmity, argument, because we have not learned how to talk. We had to learn. Talked mindfully. Mindful means we must know what we are talking. The Buddha's advice is, if you want to talk, talk something meaningful. If you haven't got anything meaningful to talk, better to observe silence. This is the advice given by the Buddha. In Zen Buddhism, it is mentioned, those who do not know talk a lot. Those who know keep quiet. It is true. Due to lack of understanding, we are talking. Therefore, art of talking. Talk with mindfully. What we are talking, to whom are we talking, whether it is necessary to talk. Even in Mangala Sutta, the Buddha says, Kalena Dhamma Sakaccha. You have to discuss the Dharma, but Kalena, at proper time. If you go on talking always, talking about 8 Noble Paths, 4 Noble Truths and Nirvana and Buddha, people think you are something wrong with your mind. That is why Buddha says you can talk the Dharma when the time is suitable. By disregarding that they are wrong, we do anything, whatever we can. See what is happening in this world today. Whole world is a battlefield. The whole world is a madhouse. Human beings do not behave like humans. Animals in the jungle live peacefully. Because they follow the nature. Human beings have violated the nature because of that intelligence. So other living beings have no such intelligence to violate the nature. They have no religion. Among those 31 group of living beings, religions we can find only among the human beings. Others have no religion. Even Devas, Brahmas also have no proper religion. Animals, spirit, ghosts, devils, they have got religion. Only human beings. Why only human beings need a religion? Last year we had the interreligious discussion in Kuching. Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, Muslims and Sikh, 5 speakers. Then somebody asked one question. Who created religion? Whether created by the man or given by the God? Christian, Muslims, Hindu, Sikh, all these four speakers wanted to escape answering this question. They asked me to answer the question. Then I knew they want to escape. If one of them said created by the man, then lot of argument. If another group say no, given by the God, then so many arguments. That is why they wanted to avoid. Then I thought, why not? I also escape. I said, if I am going to answer this question, it is like this. Which comes first, with the egg or chicken? If you answer this question, then I can answer it. So, you must understand what we talk and what we do. Think mindfully to avoid evil, wicked, cruel, harmful things. To cultivate good things. Talk something meaningful which are important. By thinking, by talking, by doing something, we create good karma and bad karma. Mind itself creates good karma as well as bad karma without doing anything. By talking, we create lot of bad karma and lot of good karma. And by doing certain things for our pleasure, for our living, we do many bad karma and good karma also. We never think. Now, hatred, ill will, and strong misconception that we maintain in our mind. There is no such thing as moral or immoral. We must have freedom to do anything whatever we like. That is called mithya, the wrong concept. We don't believe that there will be another life after that. This is the only one. Without studying, without thinking, without observing, simply say, we don't believe that there will be another life. This kind of concept, if we maintain, these thoughts create bad karma. By talking, to hurt others' feeling, scolding, accusing, blaming, criticizing, condemning others, we pollute our own mind, our purity in the mind. Hurt others' feeling, create bad karma. We talk to others to console. When they have fear, worries, disturbances, we go and talk to them to console, to reduce. Those who are suffering from sicknesses, we can go and console them, talk to them nicely, to reduce their fear and worries. By doing that, we create good karma, to console others. By doing certain things, you can understand very easily. We can slaughter thousands of others, living beings, for our living, for our pleasure. We can do any dirty, vulgar, immoral things for our pleasure. Read newspaper every day what is happening in this world. Animals never behave like this.
He's the one. Order to him, the worthy one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly enlightened one. He makes life filled with purity, with peace, joy, love, and harmony.
He's a bridge so we can reach
To the land, to the beautiful pure land. Whoa, whoa, oh, he's the one. Honor to him, the worthy one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one. Whoa, whoa, oh, he's the one. Honor to him, the worthy one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one. Sakyamuni, 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 truly the most enlightened one.
That wraps up today's broadcast. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us at info@buddhadharmatv.com. We work hard to share the noble peace and sublime teachings of the Buddha with you, helping you pursue the spiritual path under his wisdom. Please encourage and support those interested in the rationale and enlightened teachings of the Buddha. Thank you for watching. We believe our programs on the Buddha Dharma TV will inspire peace lovers around the globe. Good night. Namo Buddhaya.